Want a website with unmatched power, speed, and control? Try Bluehost Cloud, the new web hosting plan from Bluehost, built for WordPress creators by WordPress experts. With 100% uptime, incredible load times, and 24/7 WordPress priority support, your sites will be lightning fast with global reach. And with Bluehost Cloud, your sites can handle surges in traffic no matter how big. Plus, you automatically get daily backups and world-class security. Get started now at Bluehost.com.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
This podcast is part of the Robots Radio Rocket Club, a program designed to help all podcasts reach their full potential. For information about joining the Robots Radio Rocket Club, check out robotsradio.net.
Welcome to the Gundam Lorecast, where we take a deep dive into the Mobile Suit Gundam series, such as the multiple timelines, mobile suits, characters, and so much more. Welcome back, pilots, to another episode of the Gundam Lorecast. I am one of your hosts, Brandon, or also known as Ben of Temeria, and always with me is my good friend, Jesse.
How's it going, everybody?
And today, we are bringing you another protagonist mobile suit. I would say somewhat, kind of. Yeah, it's in between there.
In this one.
It is, which is the RX-78NT1, or nicknamed Alex. Which is so weird.
So goofy.
So, So let's right into it. So the RX-78NT1 Gundam NT1, nicknamed the Alex, was a Newtype use mobile suit created by the Earth Federation forces. It was introduced in the OVA Mobile Suit Gundam 0080 War in the Pocket.
Which, if you haven't watched it, it's very dark and you should go watch it.
I did not get to watch this before doing this, so forgive me. I will need to go watch this. Even though I'm going to basically talk about the entire story in this episode.
Considering it's only a 6-episode anime, because it's only a 6-episode
OVAs.
It's very short. It's dark, and it's like, for 6 episodes, they cover a lot.
Really? All right.
Yeah.
30-minute episodes? Or like 20-ish?
I think so.
Roughly, anime episodes.
So, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was like 30.
Okay.
Ish.
So, the technology and combat characteristics. So, by the time of the One-Year War, the Principality of Zeons led a Newtype researcher, Dr. Flanagan, had been conducting his research for more than 10 years. In contrast, the Earth Federation forces only began their Newtype research in August UC 0079. They're a little bit late to the party. There has been... this was because the EFF did not see the military value of Newtypes due to the small numbers of examples and low replicability. You can't replicate it.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do it successfully. We can, but it's... not
and
good.
Then they realized how strong even one Newtype is with Amuro, and they're like, oh, we should have done this anyway.
Right. So, however, concepts similar to Newtype use unit were still included as part of the RX project, based on existing research to improve mobile suit responsiveness, as well as the reports from the Newtype pilot Amuro Ray and operating data from the RX-78-2 Gundam. The EFF began the development of a Newtype use mobile suit with the goal to improve durability and responsiveness. For this purpose, the fourth RX-78 series unit was redesigned as a custom unit for Amuro Ray and received the new model number RX-78NT1.
There's something funny about that, but we'll get to it.
Okay. So the Gundam NT1's development was carried out by Ostaga Base, originally a facility that researched issues and relating to soldiers' mental health. It was chosen because some of the researchers published essays proving that Newtype concept. For additional protection, it was equipped with a set of optional Choban Chobon.
Yeah, Chobum is what I would go with.
Chobin, that's I think how you say that. Armor, earning its nickname Alex, which was derived from the model number prefix RX in the acronym Armored Layer Examination, the project name of its armor.
Fair enough.
Okay, that's where we get Alex. Okay.
Yeah. It makes sense where it comes from. It's just funny.
It's just weird. It's like, Alex, you're pilot in what?
Yeah.
To ensure the extra weight of the Chobon armor does not hinder its mobility, the NT-1 was designed with expansive propellant capacity in mind, inspired by the Xeon concept of using the leg itself as a large Werner unit. It was fitted with propellant tank subthruster hybrid units on its legs. It was also fitted with a large number of additional thrusters, both in the improved its mobility and to compensate for the added weight of its armor. And then thanks to the magnet coding to use the high speed, a large capacity learning computer more advanced than the one used in the RX-78-2, the NT-1's responsiveness was more than 3 times that of existing mobile suits. In addition, it was also equipped with a panoramic cockpit and linear seat, 2 features that would eventually become standard on mobile suits, under the belief that they would enable a Newtype pilot to better use of the expanded awareness. Makes sense.
Yeah.
And then finally, based on the analysis of combat data from the RX-78-2 Gundam, it was pointed out that the loss of the damage of the hand-carried weapons may impact the mobile suit's combat ability, so the NT-1 was equipped with a pair of concealed 90mm Gatling guns in its forearms. Which is like one of the coolest things.
It's like one of the most unique things for this suit.
Yeah. So, speaking of guns, now we're going to dive into the armaments. So we do have a 60mm Vulcan gun. So this is a pair of firing shell armament built in the head, low offensive power but can only use restrict enemy movements, and lay down a wall to suppress fire due to the rapid fire capacity. Next we have is the 90mm Gatling gun. So stored in the armor covers on both forearms, it was the power to penetrate the armor of the mobile suit as seen with the MS-18E Camphor. The gun barrel is usually hidden in the props up during the use, but the weapon's vibration and limited number of bullets cause issues. The adoption of the armament was made possible by the fact that the joint parts have been made smaller by improving field motor technology, allowing it to be mounted in the freed up space. Although quite effective in combat, is not adapted by subsequent mass production mobile suits due to the cost and maintenance issues. So
Sad, because it's like one of the coolest things about the suit, and it's the only one that has them.
Yep, pretty much. We have now the Blash XB-B09 Beam Saber. So the Beam Saber is a small device held by the mobile suit's hands when deployed and powered by a rechargeable energy capacitor. It emits a high energy Minkowski particles to form a blade-shaped eye field via manipulation of the electromagnetic fields, and then fills this eye field shell with a superheated Minkowski particle plasma to produce an effective cutting blade. 2 sabers were stored on the backpack. Both beam sabers of the backpack connectors were made by Blash. As a result, these beam sabers had been different designs compared to those of the RX-78-2 and the RX-78-3, and they were stored closer to the backpack center instead of being stored on the backpack's outer edges like the other 2 mobile suits.
They're like more vertical.
Yeah.
On the back.
Now we have the BOA Norfolk XBR-L Type 3 beam rifle. So this is a primary beam range weapon used of the NT-1. It uses parts produced by different companies. The NT-1's beam rifle was a higher output and convergence rate than the one used by the RX-78-2, leading to better penetration power. It has been suggested that the magazine-shaped parts on the bottom of the rifle is an exchangeable E-pack, which would be really cool, not gonna lie.
Yes, it is pretty cool.
Having an exchangeable E-pack is much better than having to, charge up the beam rifle constantly.
Charge it and throw it away.
Right. as what Amuro does the majority of the time. Now we have the Hyper Bazooka, which is a general-purpose fire support rocket launcher platform for mobile suits with considerable destructive power owing to the high explosive yield in each warhead. The weapon was primarily used to destroy less maneuverable targets such as warships, satellites, and land battleships, bunkers, and buildings. A custom type of the scope was developed for the Gundam NT1. It's getting all the special treatment. And then we have the RXC SH05UBC/S-0003 shield. So the defensive armament of the Gundam NT's one shield has the same structure as the Chromorn armor, and also has the anti-beam coating to withstand several beam shots from like the other shields. As said, some of the later Earth Federation Forces mobile suits, such as the GP series, uses shields with similar makeups. So, the Gundam has a shield. Pretty standard.
As is tradition.
Now we are moving into the special equipment and features. So, first off, we have the panoramic monitor. So this is a new type of the cockpit display, typically used in conjunction with a linear floating seat. The multiple panels on the panoramic monitor make up a single 360-degree display, which covers the entire inner surface of the spherical cockpit. The image displayed in the monitor is a computer simulation constructed from the cameras distributed around the mobile suit's exterior. The viewpoint is that of a mobile suit's head, and the image is carefully edited to remove the mobile suit itself. So this is literally what you see in like Gundam Unicorn, the cockpits in that, because those are all panoramic. So we now have the linear floating seat. So a new type of seat, pilot seat, which becomes standard after the 1 year war and is commonly known as the linear seat. In this arrangement, the seat is suspended in the center of the cockpit, supported by a linear arm with electromagnetic counters, G-forces, and impact shots in order to protect the pilot. When used in conjunction with the 360-degree panoramic monitor, the linear seat also gives the pilot a larger field of view and eliminates blind spots. So, essentially, you are Gundam.
Yeah, pretty much.
So now we have
the stream.
Right. So now we have the learning computer. So the Alex was equipped with the NICN system, a high-speed, large-capacity AI with better performance than the ICN system installed in the RX-78-2 Gundam. So much better learning capability to where it can learn and improve on its own and, be a better mobile suit and weapon. Now we have magnet coating, so a special membrane treated applied to mobile suits' joints to improve the response speed. The mobile suits developed by the Earth Federation Forces use special actuators called field motors, whose effectively is increased by the magnet coating process. The treatment also reduces friction resistance in the joints. With this, the reaction time of the mobile suit is greatly increased, but also made the Alex extremely hard to control, especially for an old type. While the Alex did not reach its intended pilot, Amuro Ray, this technology was eventually applied to the original RX-78-2 Gundam.
That's where the funny thing is. It was made specifically for him, but it never made it there.
Yeah, Amuro never used this mobile suit. Never. And then we have the Koban armor. Choban armor?
Chobum is what I would go with.
Choban armor. Oh, sure. There's not really a way. It's CHOBAM. So take how it is. Choban armor, that's what we're going with. Designed for the Gundam NT1, the Chobam chromatics hyper outer shelled blow up act on materials. God, that's a mouthful. Armor is a series of optional armor plates attached to the machine's main body. It is one of the composite armor developed as part of the full armor system and weapon system FSWS project for the RX-78 series. Material used in the construction include a thin layer of lunar titanium alloy, Although the Cobham armor granted the Gundam superior defensive capabilities, it easily withstood a direct hit from a camouflage shotgun and protected the Gundam from the explosive of the chain mine, which in itself is freaking impressive.
Right.
It weighs down the suit and is unarmed. To reduce the drop in maneuverability and mobility caused by the added weight, the armor plates in the rear skirt have built-in thrusters, and certain sections of the armor have movable flaps to ensure some of the mobile suit's thrusters remain usable. The armor was later used in the RGC 83GM Cannon II. When equipped, the NT-1's model number and name changes to the RX-78 NT-1 FA Gundam NT-1 FA, or full armor.
Yep.
That's what the FA means, by the way. So, yeah, meh, interesting. It's unarmed. You can't use any weapons when you use the Choban armor, so which sucks.
Right.
So I don't understand the point of it.
Which is funny because they do get the full armor variant, which there is a full armor variant, it has guns.
Yeah.
It's not that one, but it has guns.
Yep. That it does. So we are going to take a quick mid break, thank our listeners, and we'll be right back.
Exclusively on ESPN Plus, UFC 313, Saturday. Reigning light heavyweight champion Alex Pereira defends his title against #1 contender Magomed Ankalaev, and an explosive lightweight bout between Justin Gaethje and Rafael Fiziev. UFC 313, Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern. Buy it on ESPNplus.com/PPV.
This episode is brought to you by Honda. Introducing the all-new, all-terrain Honda Passport Trail Sport, the most off-road capable Honda Passport Honda has ever dreamt up. The Passport features increased ground clearance, roof rails on all trims, and available specially developed all-terrain tires. And you'll stay comfortable with tri-zone climate control and available features like heated and ventilated front seats and a panoramic moonroof. Learn more at honda.com/passport.
All right, welcome to the middle of the show where we talk about everything in the podcast has nothing to do with the lore of Gundam. Here we want to thank all of our amazing listeners. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show. And if you too want to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/Gundam Lorecast, where you can get ad-free episodes or even join us once a month on the show itself. You can also find us on Apple and Spotify. Leave a 5-star review with Apple with some words or a nice Spotify comment. We'll read it out loud next time on the show. Which, let me double check Apple here, because Apple is weird when it comes to their review system. Oh, look at that, we got one. So by far one of my, let me see if I can, I can't expand it. By far one of my favorite Gundam podcasts by Lazarus11, 5 stars. The guys are very, very knowledgeable about the topics are on, and they do their research before spewing information. It's awesome. Can't wait to see more of what they do, and cannot wait to listen to the Epion episode. You know, we'll do Epion at some point.
We'll get there. We will get there.
We'll get there, because Epion's awesome. And we do actually have a Spotify comment from CDXLI. I don't know how you say that. CD. Thanks for covering the Kshatriya. Thank you. I'm currently building a master grade full armor Thunderbolt. Are you guys going to cover the Thunderbolt soon? We probably will at some point. There's a lot of movies.
We did cover Atlas from Thunderbolt.
We did. We did cover Atlas.
We didn't cover full armor from it, which is funny because that's the first suit.
Right.
So,
oops.
And we are getting through the protag suits mostly right now. So, sometime in the relatively near future, that one will probably be coming.
Absolutely. So, thank you for the comments. Thank you for the reviews. every review, every comment, every star really helps the show grow to get to the most broad, spectrum of people. I will say stay tuned for April, because we have a special thing coming out in April. I will not discuss yet until we get a little bit. Actually, I might just make it a surprise for all of you. And it's like, what's so special about April? Well, joke's on you. You're going to have to wait.
Well, you'll see that episode that week, and you'll know what's special.
Right. And then, so yeah, and then you can also find us on a few different Discord servers, the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net, as well as the Ben and Friends podcasting Discord, where you can find this show and all the other shows that I host, which are Holocron History, Star Wars Canon vs. Legends, the Final Fantasy Lorecast, the Wizarding World Lorecast, and the Witcher Lorecast. So go check all those out. All great stuff, all great fun, all on Robots Radio, which has a plethora of shows. So go check that stuff out.
If you have an interest, we
probably have a show for it. We probably have a show for it. So, with that being said, let's get back into more of Alex.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. From your morning podcast to your afternoon playlist, State Farm knows you personalize your entire day, and that's why State Farm helps you personalize your insurance with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It offers coverage options that help protect what you care about most at an affordable price just for you. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. During tax season, your personal info travels to a lot of places, between payroll, your tax consultant, and the IRS. If your W-2 gets exposed, that's just the ticket for identity thieves. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity is stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Don't let identity thieves take you for a ride. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
All right, now we're going to dive into the history of the Alex. So, bear in mind, this is spoilers for the OVA. If you don't want to hear it, go watch it, come back to it. There's a spoiler warning. So, development of the Alex began in August UC 0079, making it the fourth RX-78 series mobile suit to begin development during the One-Year War. It was later redesigned as a Newtype use custom unit for Ensign Amuro Ray of the 13th Autonomous Corps, thus receiving the NT-1 designation. Its development was carried out by Augustus Base in North America. At some point during the development process, it exchanged data with the RX-78-3 G3 Gundam, which is literally just the third, because they made 3 Gundams. Mm-hmm. G3 was just the third Gundam. That's all it was. And colored different.
And it's like barely pretty much it. Existent. Like,
yeah. It's barely
the amount of story about it is practically non-existent.
Yeah, it just exists. But there's a bunch of freaking gunpla on it. There's so many.
There are a couple
G3.
manga where other things happen to it.
Oh, okay.
But
there's a bunch of
not very much happens in those.
Right, but there's a bunch of gunpla for the G3 specifically, which is super weird.
Yeah.
So on December 9th, UC 0079, the Alex was planned to be launched from the Federation's Arctic base in a shuttle disguised as a civilian craft. However, Xeon learned of the launch beforehand. The Mobile Assault Force Colonel Killing ordered the Xeon Special Forces Unit Cyclops team to attack the base. Though the Cyclops team decimated the base and its defensive forces, they failed to stop the shuttle carrying the Alex from launching. Dun dun dun. The shuttle arrived at the Rimbo colony in Side 6 on December 12th. The Alex was unloaded, and moved into the UN Medical Center, which secretly housed a Federation research facility for final testing. During the unloading, local boy Alfred Izuraha snuck into the shuttle dock and shot a video of the shuttle and one of its containers. Dun, dun.
He's one of your main characters in the show.
Right. Having apparently learned of the arrival of the Alex somehow, Zeon sent a mobile suit team to attack the colony on December 13th. The Federation forces stationed in the colony responded by deploying their own mobile suits, causing a battle to erupt within the colony. During the battle, a MS-06FZ Zaku 2 Kai, piloted by Zeon rookie pilot Bernard Wiseman, crashed in the colony. At the crash site, Bernard encountered and befriended Alfred and took his footage of the shuttle and container before being recovered by another Zaku 2 Kai. At Grandia, Colonel Killing played the footage of the Cyclops team, and the team leader, Hardy Steiner, confirmed that it was the same shuttle that they were after. Killing ordered the team to infiltrate the colony and capture or destroy the Gundam. He then assigned Bernard to the team, despite his rookie status, claiming that he was an excellent pilot. Well, I know things are not going to go right here.
His main character, too.
At the UN Medical Center, test pilot Christina McKenzie conducted numerous combat simulations using the Alex. However, she complained that the Alex's reaction was too slow and questioned if anybody could handle a mobile suit that this sensitive in combat.
That's because she's not a new type. She's just a normal human.
She's a normal human. And then while on a routine observation mission with Bernard, Alfred accidentally discovered that the guard of the UN Medical Center was the same person as the worker he saw at the spaceport, leading him to conclude the UN Medical Center was where the Gundam was held. Together, the two infiltrated the building, and Alfred took pictures of the Alex. God, you're right. A lot of things happen. On December 19th, the Cyclops team began the final phases of the operation. Steiner, Gabriel Ramirez Garcia, and Bernard would infiltrate the base disguised as Federation soldiers, make their way to the Gundam, and either capture or destroy it. At 1800, Mikhail Kamensky would cause a distraction by flying across the streets in the MS-18E camper. Finally, Gabriel planted the explosive on the sealed cargo hatch on the colony surface in advance, which would detonate at 1830, allowing the team to escape the colony through the hole. Initially, the operation went as planned. However, just as the infiltrating team was about to reach the Gundam, guard saw through their disguises, causing a firefight to break out. Steiner was mortally wounded by a bullet during the fight. As the camper closed in on the UN Medical Center, destroying Federation and Raya forces alike on the way, Federation officer Stewart ordered Christina to board the Gundam and engage the Zeon mobile suit, despite her objection to fighting in the colony. After Garcia sacrificed himself in a failed attempt to destroy the Gundam using magnetic mines, Christina boarded the Gundam just as the camper reached it, dodging the shotgun blast and survived another with no visible damage. Thanks to the Koban armor, the Alex fired its head-mounted Vulcan guns at the camper, which evaded them. The Alex drew its beam saber and charged at the camper, which withdrew a chain mine from a propelled truck nearby and threw it at the Gundam. The chain mine attached to the Alex and exploded, engulfing in a massive explosion, but only its ship and armor and half of its antenna was destroyed. Shocked by the Gundam's resistance, McCall hesitated momentarily before drawing the camper's beam saber and charging. However, the Alex discarded its beam saber and fired at the camper with his left arm mounted Gatling gun, shredding his cockpit and killing McCall. God, jeez. All right.
It's a violent 6 episodes.
Having learned from Steiner that the colony would be destroyed by a nuclear attack if Operation Rubicon fails, Bernard ultimately decided to launch another attack on the Gundam. After repairing the crashed Zaku with help of Alfred, he sortied in the Zaku. But at this point, the Alex only had its beam sabers and less than 500 rounds in the right arm mounted Gatling gun left. Bernard drew the Gundam to a forest that he booby-trapped in advance. After using some Christmas balloons to distract the Alex, the Zaku closed in and destroyed the Alex's right arm mounted Gatling gun and with his He-Hawk, but strayed around, hit the Zaku in the cockpit and grazed Bernard in the head. He then struck Alex's cockpit, wounding Christina before tackling it and diving into the trip mine. Zaku lost his left arm in the explosion, but the Alex was almost undamaged. Finally, the Alex drew its beam saber at the two mobile suits, clashed for the final time. The Alex was decapitated by the Heat Hawk, while the Zaku was stabbed in the cockpit, instantly killing Bernard. Jeez Louise.
It's a super intense moment too.
And then, due to the damage it
reasons.
sustained, the Alex did not make it to its intended pilot and was sent to Luna 2 for repairs. However, since the war ended so soon after, it was never repaired and remained at Luna 2 until UC-0084, when it was returned to the Augusta base, which was now became the Augusta Lab. While there, it was repaired and upgraded using parts provided by the Titans, presumably the Augusta Lab used it for testing of cyber Newtypes. Oh boy. Following the closure of the Augustus Lab at the end of the Grips conflict, its assets, including the repaired and upgraded Alex, were transferred to the Strategic and Tactical Research Institute, which would later become the Strategic Naval Research Institute. However, during the transfer, it was intercepted by Burnham, the privately owned arm of Butch Junk Incorporated, and renamed the RX-78AN-01 Gundam AN-01 Tristan. Because why not?
That's the one in Twilight Axis.
Okay. In UC-0084, the True Federal created a second Alex and equipped it with the full armor parts, creating the full armor 78NT1 full armor Alex, and was then assigned to the cyber Newtype Kotetsu. The Alex was later equipped by BGST and its full armor parts used to create the FA-79FC full armor Striker Gundam, and was then restored to working condition and fought with the RX-79 BD-2 Blue Destiny Unit 2 Alpha? Or is that Omega? Omega. I had this emblem and I couldn't tell what the heck it was. And then before being converted into the RX-78 NTX. Wow, that was a lot. Holy crap.
There's a lot about a suit that barely shows up.
Right. I just want to know what some of these mobile suits are. All right, so the Blue Destiny Unit 2 Omega is from the arcade game Mobile Suit Gundam Bonds of the Battlefield and the manga Mobile Suit Gundam Katana. All right. And what's the Striker? Full Armor Striker is from Mobile Suit Gundam
Also
Katana.
from Katana. And then the NTX or NetX is from SD Gundam G Generation.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is weird because they have a full version of it, but that one doesn't show up.
And then, okay, and again, the Tristan's from, the light novel Twilight Axis. Oh, and it's also an ONA adaptation. Okay. Interesting. And the NTX is SD Gundam G Generation series. Wow. What? That's interesting.
I think it's also in Katana, but it's barely in it, so.
Let's see. It is in, yes, it appears in a panel in the Katana. Yes. It's also in, that's where it kind of, where I recognized it from. It's also in Battle Operations 2. So.
That makes sense.
We do have some variants. So we have the full armor 78 NT1 full armor Alex. We also have the NT1 Proto, which is obviously a Proto version. And the NT1 full armor Alex is from Katana. It's also, is it also in 00? Yeah, it's MSV, Mosu variant. And then I believe, if I recall. Is this the one I use in Battle Operations? It is in Battle Operations 2. I can't remember if this is... Yeah, no, this is the one I use. Full Armor Gundam. Yeah, this is the one I use in Battle Operations 2. Because it has a freaking Gatling gun on its shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
So, also known as the prototype NT1, the unit was identical to the unit sent to Side 6, other than featuring a paint job based on the RGM-79GM, which was in the process of production and the deployment at the time. It was used for data collection at Augusta Base and was completed right before the end of the war. After the Side 6 unit's completion, after the war, it served as a testbed for the development of mobile suits, and that is for the NT1 specifically. And then, last but not least, we do have some notes and trivia. So, the Choban armor is reference to the real-life Chobram armor, a type of composite armor developed for British tanks. Most of the Alex's equipment is not seen in the OVA series. The beam rifle, hyper bazooka, and shield are only seen in supplementary materials, aka other games and media. In the animated intro, Mobile Suit Gundam Journey to Jaburo, the UNT Spacey making the Alex's right shoulder was corrected to EFSF. Both type of markings were included in the optional decals in the Master Grade Gundam NT1 2.0 model. That's nifty. An illustration of the NT1 color variant named RX-78 NT1 Proto appears in the Model Graphics Volume 61, released in 1989. It had a red and white color scheme and a 3 marking on its front skirt armor. The artwork was drawn by 0080 mechanical designer Mika Akitaka, who had published the design for the NT1's Hyper Bazooka in the same issue. From the release of its robot Damagashi figure, the NT1 Proto was given a backstory on the Robot Damagashi website. This is all back in the 80s and 90s, so...
Yeah, quite a while ago at this point.
Yeah, you probably won't be able to find it anymore. The original 1 and 1/44 scale Gundam NT1 Gunpla manual stated that the Alex was a redesigned version of the 4th Gundam developed by the Federation forces, implying that the Alex was originally Gundam Unit 4. However, the MSV design series released later in 1990 introduced the RX-78-4 Gundam Unit 4, or G04, which was unrelated to the NT1. The original Alex Master Grade model manual implied that there was maybe multiple Gundam Unit 4 due to parallel development. And the Gundam GB4, by the way, is a really, really cool mobile suit, especially in Battle Operations 2, because I use it in that one as well, and it's so much fun to use. And then, according to Mobile Suit Gundam MS Generation, the Alex was developed as part of the G4 plan, a project to develop specialized Gundams based on the RX-78-3 G3 Gundam. And then, while a number of video games that feature both Amuro Ray and the NT1 Alex allow the player to have the former pilot the latter, some have details and or scenario uniques to such configurations, referencing the original plan to have him pilot the Gundam. So, in the video game Mobile Suit Gundam Encounters in Space, when Amuro Ray pilots the Gundam NT1, he will say, "This Alex isn't just for show." This is likely a reference to Char's counterattack when Amuro tells Char not to underestimate the RX-93 new Gundam. In the video game SDG Generation DS on Special Mode, if the player has unlocked the first extra session instead of NT1 Alex being destroyed along with Burmy and Mackenzie, Gato and Char would intervene, saving the Cyclops team, though this event, the NT1 Alex, would be piloted by Amuro during the battle at Baku. Mobile Suit Gundam pilots Locus. The Alex is one of the units of the Federation, but be held down by Christina's poor piloting skills. If piloted by Amuro, however, the Alex quickly becomes one of the strongest units in the game.
Side fun fact about that game, there was a GameCube bundle when it came out that was a custom Gundam bundle colored after Char's Zaku
Ooh, that's nifty.
that came with like everything was colored. The controller, the extra thing, it was a box set that had Char on it and everything.
Really? Let me look this
Yeah.
up. It's probably on this page, I'd imagine.
Yeah, it's the very bottom.
Down to the gallery. Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Very. It came with its own Char Zaku.
We didn't have this in the US,
figure.
did we?
I highly doubt it.
We don't get the cool shit.
I don't recognize it, but the things on it are in English, so we might have.
Oh, that's a fair point, actually. Well, hey, they do use English on some of the actual, Japanese stuff.
Yeah.
So. Meh. In the Extreme Versus series, Christina refers to Amuro as the Alex's designated pilot when paired together. Xiang Char's win, quote, against the Alex has him wonder and dread what could have happened had Amuro been the pilot instead.
The disrespect
Dun,
towards
dun.
Christina is so heavy.
I know, it's so...
in all of these games.
It's terrible. Well, I mean, she was also not a Newtype, so... I mean,
She was a test pilot doing the best she could.
right. In the manga, in Mobile Suit Gundam Polazar, Amuro Beyond the Aurora, former Augustus Lab engineer, Moss Khan, confirms to Kika Koyashi that he intended to send the Alex before the Battle of Baku in exchange for the Gundam and the data that Amuro had accumulated, but had failed to do so.
I mean, it was kind of destroyed. You didn't really have a chance to send it.
Right. And its appearance in the Extreme Versus series, initially being the series floor cost at 1,000 and later 1,500, the same cost as the Zaku 2 Kai. The Alex may also call on the pair of the GN Sniper 2 support. Additionally, it can swap in and out the Choban armor in order to trade the armor's defense for more mobility.
I love that. They're like, okay, well, this one's not quite good enough. Bring in 2 more.
Oh, yeah. It's just, hey, if you need support, here's 2 sniper units. Just because. I would imagine you would pair that up with the Choban armor because you don't have much movability.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but yeah, that's what we have on the NT1 Alex.
I do love the suit. It's cool.
It is cool.
It
doesn't
show up for much, but...
No, it is in GB4. It's in Battle Operations 2. It will be in SD Gundam G Generations Eternal when that drops. Hopefully, I believe that's going to drop here in the next month or so. So, be prepared for that. So, yeah, a lot of cool stuff. Actually, no, I know for a fact it's in SD Gundam G Generations because I was using it as a unit in the test demo. And during the playtest, I was using it as a mobile suit because I got it in a pool. And I was using that heavily because it's even just by itself, like with no Choban armor and everything, it's a powerful suit. You do get the aerial for free too. At least during the test demo, or during the playtest, I got the aerial for free.
I think that's one of the ones they said we're gonna get.
Yeah, and then if you pre-register for the game, you will get the G-Quicks, which, by the way, is how you actually pronounce it. Because I actually went to go see the G-Quicks at the beginning. In the film, they straight up say, "Oh, this is the Quicks, Gundam Quicks, or G-Quicks for short." And what's really funny, at some point in the movie, some engineers were like doing diagnostics on the G-Quicks, and they were like commenting, like, "How the hell do I say this? Like, I don't know how to pronounce this."
Exactly.
They make a play on it.
Picture when you told me that I was right about how it's pronounced is the I don't know if you ever watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine. There's a scene where somebody gets proven right and he just yells vindication.
I was right. Yeah, we were. You were right. So yeah, that's all I have. Do you have anything else for the Alex?
Not for the Alex, but I do have one more thing.
Oh, okay.
So I did put this in the Discord earlier this week. They have officially revealed the Secret Labs collab for Gundam.
yes, they did.
There are two chairs.
Them.
Yes, I really want them now, which is a problem, but there are two chairs. One is the RX-78, one is Char Zaku. There are two chair covers. One is the RX-78, one is the normal Zaku.
Yes.
And then there's also, if you have one of the magnetic desktops, there's a magnetic desktop desk mat that is reversible, that one corner has the RX-78 and the opposite corner has Char Zaku.
Yep.
And then there's also a cable management kit that you can get that goes with it all.
Yeah, it's
all cool.
I hate Secret Labs right now because I'm probably gonna be buying a chair from them. More than likely, I'm going to be going with the FF14 one. Now knowing that there is skins specifically for Gundam, and I was like, oh, I could just get skin and put it on top. And the chair of the RX-78 and the skin are exactly the same.
Yeah.
So, which is great for me because I could care less with the Zaku. Like Char's Zaku chair though is interesting because the back of it, like the front when you're like sitting on it, is the Zaku head. It has the Zaku eye and everything. Where the Gundam one is just like, hey, it's red, blue, and white with the Earth Federation forces stuff on it. That's it.
Yeah, it does have the V-fin down on the seat, but like
true.
That's on the seat.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So hey, there's now they have a chair for every podcast that I do.
I do want the.
Which is
I want to get Char Zaku one, but I just got a new gaming chair like 2 months ago, and I can't.
I haven't had a new gaming chair in like 4 or 5 years. So, and the one I have now is pretty beat up. So, not beat up. It's just like the leather of it is like cracked and not good. And the armrests are hard plastic, so putting your arms on is not comfortable at all.
No, I wouldn't think it would be.
So, with the Secret Labs chair, I can get a like footrest. You can you can install a footrest on it, which is super nice. And I was like,
that is convenient.
And you can finance it too, so you don't have to pay drop it all at once. It's a terrible, terrible thing. But anyway, probably going to wait till next week when I get paid because I might be getting a bonus from work, so we'll see.
I'm not getting that, so.
Fair.
I will not be getting this chair next week, even though I really want it.
Well, I won't be getting that one, but I will be hopefully getting one.
If you guys want to donate huge amounts to our Patreon, I'll get it and I'll show it on the podcast.
Absolutely. That'd be great. So with that being said, everybody, thank you again for listening to the Gundam Lorecast, and remember, pilots, stay safe out there. Gundam Lorecast. You can find us on the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net, the Ben and Friends podcasting Discord, where you can share how you got into the Gundam series, and you can even find us on Twitter at Gundam Lorecast, and even email us at gundamlorecast@outlook.com.